Neighbor, you're standing on holy ground. Well, that's the wrong neighbor. Look at your other neighbor and say, neighbor, you ought to be standing on holy ground. Amen. As we step quickly into the text today, allow me to proclaim that as the believers of the King, as royal priesthood in Christ, as disciplined disciples of God, we should all remember that we're standing on holy ground. This is why we can't just act any kind of way, because we're standing on holy ground. I know what's going on in the gubernatorial race with Kim and Abram, but we can't do what they do because we're standing on holy ground. This is why we just can't say anything. This is why we can't just do anything, go anywhere, or even just be anybody, because we're standing on holy ground. If God is going to use us for his glory, he must first get us to focus on the foundation by which we stand. And I need to tell somebody that God chose you and he birthed something on the inside of you so that you can stand up right for him. Today we must focus on everything that belongs to God, his word, his will, and his way. But you know what the problem is? Sometimes we focus on everything else but God and his will. Somebody chose not to be here today because their mentality was that this is a Saturday, the only day that I have to rest. I'm not giving up my time to come out to the household of faith and worship on that day. Hallelujah. After all, I'm going to church tomorrow. I'm telling you, we're standing on holy ground. But if you're going to be a true worshiper of the King, you don't determine the space nor the place when you decide to worship. Hallelujah. Because he said, let everything that have breath praise the Lord. Sometimes praising the Lord may be in a grocery store. Sometimes praising the Lord may be in your car on the way to work, from work. You're just blessing God because he allows you to go to and fro to get there safe and sound. You don't determine the space nor the place. You must also see and hear God clearly if you choose to fulfill his mission. And you talk about that you're missionaries for the Lord. He said, go ye therefore. You must choose to hear him clearly. You must see the Lord so that you can fulfill that mission. This means that you must see God beyond the limitations of your own understanding that you've been taught of the past. It doesn't mean what you was taught was wrong, but what it means is God is looking to reveal something to you every day that you live. Every breath that you take, he wants you to see a different side of him. So you got to go beyond the limitations of your understanding if you want to really stand on true holy ground. You must encounter the Lord in a supernatural way. I don't want to scare anybody because sometimes when we say supernatural, we think about the spooky, but God is a supernatural God. He does some things beyond our little limitations of our minds or our sight can even comprehend. He's that kind of God. We got to learn to experience him in that way also. Because God knows that most of us are the sharpest knife in every drawer. He will blow our mind with the unbelievable and the supernatural. You know some people like that. It might not be you. It may not be people here at Boston Springs. It may not be people at Noah's Ark or even Oak Grove. But you know some people who's the sharpest knife in every drawer. In other words, they know everything and you can't tell them nothing. I don't care how much you try to witness to them, they're going to tell you they know more anyway. All right. God has to use opportunities to blow their mind and to get them to see inside of the supernatural. God used a burning bush that he said that could not be consumed to get Moses' attention. So it is so that he'll do to you and to me. But I got one question before I really get into this word. What does God have to use to get your attention? I'm going to stop right there. I'm going to let you think about it because some folks just know that they got it all going on. They're going to heaven anyhow. But God says there's a little bit more I want to teach you. There's some more I want to show you. And there's some more I want to grow in you. But what is it he's going to have to use to get your attention? Look at that first verse, chapter 3, verse number 1. It says, now Moses kept the flock of Jethro, his father-in-law, the priest of Midian, and he led backside of the desert and came to the mountain of God, even to Horeb. My first point relative to my subject standing on holy ground is simply this. God has a way of taking your worst moment in life and exposing the best in you. I think I'll say that again. God has a way of taking your worst moment in life to expose the best in you. You remember the story of Moses. Moses was always a leader for God. Because Moses once killed a man and buried him in the sand. But God looked and took the worst moment of his life just to expose the best that he had in him. What are you talking about, preacher? God birthed out of this murderer a messenger. In other words, he said you did the right thing, but you did it the wrong way, Moses. But I can still use what you got if I can just put my hands on it and baptize it in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. See, some folks look at you, and when you mess up, they don't see nothing but the mess up. But God can touch that mess up, turn it around, and make you a warrior for the king. There's some times that you use, that Satan will use that mess up to keep you from glorifying the Lord. But I'm telling you, even in the midst of all of that, God can turn it around and make some glory out of it. That God will sometimes expose the worst of your life to get the best out of you. But there are also some times that God will then use the best of you to make the best of you. Come on, somebody. In other words, you got some good deep down on the inside, and sometimes don't nobody recognize it but you, but it's in there. God will use that to get the best out of you. You got some folks in here right now who gave up their time. They sacrificed their Saturday. They're here right now just to glorify God. God will use that giving spirit to bless not only you, but to bless somebody else in the process. So somebody said, I need scripture. You remember when they were in the desert and they had a hunger problem and Jesus said, go feed the folks. And the disciples who thought they were all that anyway, they said, well, everything closed now, just sit alone. He said, no, go see what we have. And they went amongst them and they found a little lad, a little boy, and he had 2 fish and 5 loaves of bread. Come on, somebody. He gave all that he had. It wasn't a whole lot, but he gave what he had. The God is looking for a missionary who's just willing to give what you got. It may not be a lot, but give what you got. The God will take that little bit and he'll multiply it. He'll turn it into whatever he needs to turn it into. So somebody needs to know today that God's ready to multiply what you got. You just got to give it to the Lord. Come on, somebody. That God took that giving spirit and he fed a multitude. The little boy had 2 fish and 5 barley loaves, and that's what God was seeking to use. He was seeking to use someone with a giving spirit. So it is so, and God is looking at you and I today. He just wants to use us, taking the best that we have and bringing out the best in us. Let me give you some more. Let me give you some more examples. He used the patience of Job to prove him. He used the honesty of Joseph to honor him. God used the defiance of David to deliver him. And then he used the curiosity of Moses to call him. Come on, somebody. Any nosy folks in the house? God used the nosy Moses to call him into service. Come on. Y'all looking at me strange. Like y'all ain't gonna call nobody when you leave here and ask what went on while you was here. Come on, somebody. All I'm trying to tell you is God even used your nosiness to bless you, to call you into service. Notice how the Lord used the curiosity of Moses to compel him right there into service. My second point related to my subject, standing on holy ground, is don't discount your miracle. But where is that in? Verse number 2, it says, and the angel of the Lord appeared unto him in a flame of fire out of the midst of a bush, and he looked, and behold, the bush burned with fire, and the bush was not consumed. Don't discount your miracle. Sometimes before God can use many of us, he has to first get our attention. And every now and then, God has to use or perform a miracle so that we might pay attention. See, he can use anything to get your attention, but he has to sometimes put forth a miracle to keep your attention. Come on, somebody. But the our attention, we'll discount the miracle. I know God did it, but he did it yesterday also. But God is willing, he's ready, he's able to do it again for you if you only value the miracle. I'm trying to tell somebody now, most of you thinking when I say miracle, you're thinking about a Red Sea experience miracle. But I'm here to tell you today, everybody won't always recognize the Red Sea experience miracle because they can't appreciate the little everyday miracle that God gives them anyway. What about that situation where you almost lost your mind? You almost went on from that co-worker and even lost your job. But God kept your mouth and he kept your mind. Well, what about that accident that should have taken your life? But God allowed someone to come and to actually help you out so that you would be taken out. Come on, somebody. But what about that song that consoled your broken heart? In other words, you were riding all by yourself, done tried to counsel with the pastor, done called your mama and everybody else, but a song came on the radio. And it was something in the words of that song that just ministered deep down on the inside. That was a miracle orchestrated only by God. What about that doctor's report? Where before you got a chance to get upset, God had already changed it. He had already fixed it. He had already healed you. He had already delivered. Come on, somebody. Somebody want to shout off a miracle that child was acting up. And God kept them and covered them while they went astray. Come on, man. You don't know what your child doing every day, every moment, every second. There's some stuff they got into that if you only knew, it would have gave you a heart attack. But the grace of God kept his hands on her, and he kept them from all hurt, harm, as well as danger. Come on, somebody. You ought to be praising God for that miracle. Come on now. But the greatest miracle that I can think of is the miracle of mercy. See, y'all ain't shouting with me. He said he give you brand new mercies every morning. Come on, somebody. I know I messed up on yesterday, God, but you gave me some brand new mercies on this morning to get some things right that I messed up on yesterday. God, I just want to sit and tell you thank you for the miracle. Come on, somebody. You didn't have to be here today, but God gave you another miracle to come to the house on the faith one more time. That's a miracle all by itself. Because God says, don't discount my miracles. And if all that didn't mean anything to you, you got to know, look at God. He struck a match in glory. He set a bush on fire down here on earth. And the bush didn't even burn up. That tells me that God has some long-distance miracles. He got some matches that even work long distance. Come on now. And those matches are even wind-proof. They made it all the way to heaven without going out. Not only did the bush didn't burn up, but the fire came from heaven without going out. And if all that's not enough, those matches were waterproof too. So no matter whether rain fell, hurricane, Michael, that fire was still going to do what God set it out to do. Can I tell you something? God is going to do in your life what he set out for it to do. Come on now. You just can't discount. Don't discount the miracles. When God lights the fire, it ought to burn, and it'll burn to the point where it won't consume you. Come on now. Remember Daniel in the lion's den? He was in there with some lions, and he was in a heated situation. And he should have been eaten and taken out, but God. And then if you think about those 3 Hebrew boys who were in the fiery furnace, should have been burned up because the fire was 7 times hotter than it ought to be. But God kept them in the midst of all of that heat. Come on, somebody. I'm here to tell somebody God is a keeper. Come on. Don't discount the miracles. My third point relative to my subject, standing on holy ground, is and see this great sight, why the bush is not burned. See, God, sometimes when you can't see him, he wants you to see a part of him. Yes, sir. So what he did, he struck a match in glory. He set the bush on fire to call Moses to turn to focus on what God was doing. When we can't spot God, sometimes you just need to look at what he's doing. I know you don't feel like praising him sometimes, but you ought to say, Lord, thank you for keeping me in the midst of all of this. for my good. I just got to focus on my God. Not just on the miracle, but the revelation inside of the miracle. Come on now. If Moses got tired of just looking at the miracle of the fire from heaven burning a bush that burned and did not consume itself, he would have missed the voice of the Lord. Come on, somebody. But he got to look for the revelation that was on the inside of the burning bush, inside of the miracle. God desires that you would align your will up with his will. God desires for you to focus on what he's doing and why he's doing it. In you, he wants you to focus on the miracle in you. He wants you to focus on the miracle that he's given to you, but he also wants you to focus on the miracle he's working through you. Some people just get it coming to them, but then they don't let it come through them. Come on, somebody. God bless you with something and you think it's all for you. But can I tell somebody in here, God wants to use you, but he only gives so that you can give to somebody else. Come on now. Oh, you can go ahead and clap your hands. I ain't talking about money. Some of you got beautiful voices out there. He didn't give you that voice to sit on, but he gave you that voice to praise and to worship him. But also, that voice that he gave you might console a heart, a soul in this place. It may bring peace to someone who's going through some things that they about to lose that ever-living last mind. Come on now. He gives you gifts that you may bless the body of Christ. Take your eyes off of other folks and see God in the midst of it all. Some folk can only see the burning bush, and they never see God keeping the bush burning. Some folks can only see church decline. You look around the church, and it ain't a whole lot of folks in here. You see church decline, but they never see God uniting and developing the faithful few. So some folks can only see people who didn't show up, but they never see the ones who God allowed to show up and to notice that they were more than enough. But God don't want you to just see the miracle, but he wants you to see the revelation inside of the miracle. My 4th point, and I only have 5. My 4th point is this. God is waiting on you to turn. And when the Lord saw that he turned aside, verse number 4, God called unto him and said, out of the midst of the bush, and said, Moses, Moses. And he said, here am I. God's waiting on you to turn. Now, this turn that I'm referring to, it's not that you turn physically and look at something, but it's an inward turn on the inside. There's a lot of folks turning in the church, but they're turning in the wrong direction. They're turning to look at you to see who you drove up on the yard with. They're turning to look to see if you're doing all that you're supposed to be doing. But God wants you to turn on the inside. He wants to work on the heart. He wants you to turn and get rid of your stuff and pick up his stuff and make your will his will so that you can be about his business. Come on, somebody. It is the turn that not only sees something, but it's the turn that hears the voice of God and responds directly to what God is asking. You hadn't properly turned if you ain't heard from the Lord. Come on now. You know you had turned if you ain't doing what you heard. Come on, somebody. Somebody might say, I heard from the Lord, but what did you do after you heard it? Come on now. The Lord told me we ought to pray for you. Well, why aren't you praying then? Come on now. It's not enough just to hear the voice of God, but you got to act on what you heard now. God is looking for a turn. There's some folks are proclaiming that they got the Lord, but they ain't doing nothing with the God they got. Come on now. You got to turn. God is waiting on somebody to turn to him, to align their will with his will, so that he might call them. Come on now. Don't get scared, because some of y'all, I don't want to be a preacher. Every call is not the call to the preach ministry. God wants to call some of you to the missionary ministry, to the deacons ministry. That God has a special gift he's given you to minister to others, and he want to call you to it, but he's waiting on the turn. There's some folks who've been assigned and appointed in places that they ought not be. After all, you were needed at the time, and you came in to fill the role with God's will. My fifth and final point, and I hope I haven't kept you too long, is simply this. God is looking for contact. Now, if you ain't heard nothing else I had to say today, I need you to hear that. That God, He's looking for contact. And I don't want nobody to get it twisted. I didn't say contract. But we love to live in a time of contracts. Yeah, but God is looking for contact. It don't mean you do what you do because He did what He did. This means He's looking for contact that you may actually be engrafted back into the family of God. You may receive the full understanding of your gifts and purpose that He has for you, and then you'll carry that out beyond a shadow of a doubt, no matter what comes your way. Come on now. You won't be like, what's his name, Jonah was? A preacher. Come on now. Y'all love when I talk about preachers. How God gave him an assignment, but because he didn't want the assignment, he took off running down to Joppa. We got on a boat and went down, and ended up getting a whole lot of folks in trouble because he tried to decide what he wanted to do. He thought he had a contract with God and he could break the contract when he felt like it. But God says when you have true contact with me, it's no longer your will, but it's my will being done. Come on, somebody. He said when you have proper contact with me, then you ain't looking to fulfill what you think. You just want to operate in what God has already said. And He said, draw not nigh hither, but put off thy shoes from thy feet. The place whereon thou standest is holy ground. Come on now. I believe God told Moses to take off his shoes because he was not only standing on holy ground, but because he had an interruption of contact between him and the holy. Come on now. I'm trying to tell somebody in here, some missionary, some deacon, some preacher, some pastor, some pew member, that we got an interruption of contact between us and the holy. That God is simply telling Moses that there's something interrupting you and me from having direct contact from one another. And I need you to remove that thing so that we can commune one with another. You ain't had communion until you had contact. So there's something that's preventing God from having direct contact with you. You need to move it right now. If it's your attitude, you need to get rid of it. Come on now. You need to fix that thing. If it's your money, yeah. I know you love your money, but you need to know that God didn't say money was a bad thing, but He said the root of all evil is the love of money. So if money's a problem, you might need to give that away too. Wow, you said that. Some folk, the contact might even be your family. Come on now. Some folk got family members who keep them from doing what God said do. Y'all don't want to talk to me. Some folk have an interruption in contact within their own crazy desires. They desire to do what they want to do, when they want to do it, and how they want to do it. When God is telling them to go right, they still decide to go left. Say, God didn't mean that. Come on now. What did He say? For some folks, it's your mouth. In other words, you just want to say what you feel. Now, I don't have a problem if it's the truth, but God said even in the truth, you do it in love. Come on now. He said, whatever you do, whatever indeed, do it as you do it unto the Lord. Come on now. And if that's the way you talk to God, I'm scared of you. Come on now. For some folks, it's your mouth, and for some folks, it's your mind. You got to check whatever's bringing interruption between you and God, preventing that direct contact. Someone cannot relate to me right now because you are just too blessed. Come on now. You too blessed. You done forgot the blessing. We so blessed right now, it ain't a matter of whether we have, but how much we got. Come on now. We so blessed right now, it wasn't a matter this morning of what suit or dress you were going to wear. You went in the closet and just could not decide at all because you had so many. For some folks, it ain't even about your favorite television show. What show am I going to watch tonight? You trying to decide which TV am I going to watch the show on tonight? Come on now. Am I going to watch from the bedroom or the kitchen? Come on now. I'm just saying, we just too blessed. Where the blessing to Moses, he said, pull off your shoes and remove that thing that's interrupting our contact. Our blessings will even get in our way when we place them before God. God sent me to tell you simply that you're standing on holy ground, that you need to pull some things off. And remember that you're always, not just some of the time, but you're always standing on holy ground. As I go to my seat, I want someone to know, remove what's hindering your contact so that you can benefit from being on holy ground. You want to benefit from being on holy grounds, don't you? Well, why is this so important? Because the devil was defeated on holy ground. Spiritual treasures are given on holy ground. The power of God is witnessed on holy ground. Great temptations are overcome on holy ground. Spiritual strength is gained on holy ground. Your joy is restored on holy ground. Your prayers are answered on holy ground. Your greatest temptations are overcome on holy ground. Lives are changed on holy ground. Marriages are mended on holy ground. Blessings are received on holy ground. Hearts are touched on holy ground. Bodies are healed on holy ground. Minds have been eased on holy ground. Problems are solved on holy ground. Mercy has been extended on holy ground. Grace has been bestowed on holy ground. Needs have been met on holy ground. Holy ground is the place where bad things are made good and where good things are made better. Holy ground is where pride has been destroyed. Holy ground is where hatred has been quenched. Holy ground is where views have been stopped. Holy ground is where bad habits have been overcome. Holy ground is where Moses received the 10 commandments. Holy ground is where David slew the lion. Holy ground is where Elijah prayed the rain. Holy ground is where Peter, James, and John saw the transformation of Jesus. Holy ground is where Jesus prayed in the garden of Gethsemane. But can I tell you something? Holy ground is where my Savior got up on that cross. He didn't do anything wrong, but he died for your sin and for mine. That was holy ground that kept us in the family of God. Because when they pierced him in his side, when they nailed him to the cross, when he hung his head and died, the blood took out for your sin and mine. It was holy ground that keeps us moving, that keeps us going, that keeps us praying, that keeps us preaching. It's so holy ground that God keeps on blessing us day in and day out. You don't deserve it. I don't deserve it. But God looked beyond our fault because of holy ground. Is there anybody here who knows they're standing on holy ground? Is there anybody here who will change their life because they're standing on holy ground? Is there anybody here who knows that God took the cross for you and he took it for me? So we can stand, so we can stand, so we can stand on holy